Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and I am live in my Beehive studio this morning. And today we are going to be making a Christmas card. And I love this Christmas card because it is using a bundle, and this bundle is actually going to be available even if any elements are back ordered. It will be available the whole time of the catalog. So this is a nice bundle to get. And I just noticed yesterday the tree punch was on, the pine tree punch was on back order, but it is back today. So I'm glad to see that it is back in stock. All right, so another part of the component of this live is talking about Casing Tuesday. And casing just means that we are giving cards, you're copying cards, and usually when we copy cards, we change some things. So it is about giving a card a makeover. So we take a card from the catalog, and you know what I neglected to do? And maybe I can do this right now while I'm live with you, is I did not pull up the photos that I wanted to pull up. So I'm just gonna pop over and grab them real quick. I always think I have everything prepared, and then there's the first photo. This is the card that we're going to be copying. It's the one on the left, the one that says Deck the Halls. And at first glance, this card is very busy. I would probably never design a card this busy because that's not my style. But there are really good bones in this card that we can use to create a new card. So let me pull up the sketch real quick. My downline Catalina, she's amazing. She does the sketches for us each week. Let me pull this up. Here is the sketch. So this is really great if you might not know what the dimensions for the card are. This will give you the dimensions for the card front and for the different layers that we have on the card. Now my layers are just a little bit different, and I have those listed on my blog. So when we're going through this, if you're not sure if you wanted to recreate my card, then you could do that a little bit more easily using just my dimensions. So let me close those off for now. And I see that a few of you have joined me. Good morning, everyone. I'm always so thrilled to see where everyone's from. I have someone from Arizona and someone from North Carolina, and I'm here in the Boston area, and guess what? I think it's gonna snow here today. Yuck! It's November, it should not be snowing in Boston. So usually we get most of our snow in Boston, at least from the 5 years I've been here. We don't get snow, like real snow, until probably February. February and March seems to be the snowiest months here. So to get it in November, I'm just like, hence the turtleneck, right? Yeah, I'm trying to stay warm today. It's the temperature is going down, so that's not good. All right, I'm gonna get started and switch over my camera, and we'll get started. Oh, and the card that I created on my blog, we're going to change it up just a little bit with a different paper today, so that I can show you that this wrapped in plaid paper is awesome because you can use the different colors to recreate the same card. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with a different color. So let me pop on over here, and here is the Perfectly Plaid bundle. And when you buy a bundle from Stampin Up, when you buy it together, you can save 10%. So that's always a nice thing. It's always great to have a punch that looks like a Christmas tree. It doesn't have to be a Christmas tree. It can be a plaid tree. It can be a realistic looking tree. It can be kind of a whimsical tree. So, trees are useful even in summer. So you definitely need a tree punch in your arsenal. And I do have 2 more projects planned this week. And I kind of have to probably make a little apology about last week. Our little moose punch sold out, completely sold out. We're not going to get it back. And I'm planning on posting 2 more projects with it, but the projects relied, one of them really, you needed the punch no matter what, and so I couldn't post them. But the good news is I have recreated the projects, and we are going to be doing them with this bundle instead. And this is a great bundle for Christmas, so I hope you will check it out later on this week, and you'll kind of get the essence of what I was trying to do with the moose punch, but now we're going to do it with the pine tree punch. So that is the bundle that I'm using. And where's my card? Here it is. Here's my card. And it's really not a hard card, but I love it because plaid is so in, and even my little pine tree has a little plaid on it, so it's fun. So we're going to do it in slightly different colors. Okay, so to start off with, let's grab a little piece of Whisper White, and the dimensions are on my blog, but I forgot what they are. So it's 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inches. And okay, we'll grab our little piece, a scrap piece of shaded spruce, and I'm gonna grab my stamp and my shaded spruce ink pad. Let's open that up. And I've got just a little piece of shaded spruce here, so I'm gonna try and squeeze on my tree here. Get this nice and inky, and then transfer the pattern onto here. This is just such a nice little subtle look. So it will dry a little lighter, but you can kind of see right there how we've got that plaid look. It's just tone on tone. It's lovely. And then I'll take my pine tree punch. And by the way, this punch is not a symmetrical punch. So if you folded it in half lengthwise, it is not symmetrical. There's different pine branches on either side, but I love it still. And I'm just trying to line this up before I punch it. Okay. And there's my little punch tree. And then I'm going to take my Merry Christmas, and I'm going to stamp it fairly close to the bottom of my Whisper White piece. And let's see, right about there. Okay, and then we're going to take some Tombow. Hopefully this Tombow's not clogged up. Let me see what everyone, oh, someone said they have snow and some schools have canceled. Wow. And Alice, she's in Indiana. Ooh, that means that that weather's coming here. And let's see what else. Cold and raining in Georgia. I'm going to be in Georgia on Friday for On Stage. Are any of you going to On Stage? I know some of you are demonstrators that watch me. If you are going to Atlanta, you can see me. I will be there. And please come up and say hi. If you want to. I'd love to meet you in person. If you're at Atlanta, and if you're a customer and you're thinking, how do I get involved with On Stage and everything? All you have to do, you have to be a demonstrator, but a demonstrator doesn't mean that you have to hold classes or anything. You can actually be kind of what we call more of a hobbyist, and you can just get your supplies at a discount. A lot of people are hobbyists, and then you can go to these events. And this time it's called an On-Stage Local. There are, I think, 6 or 7 different places across North America where we're going to meet on Saturday and hold an event. And so it's a lot of fun. Stampers are just wonderful people. There's a lot of good energy in the room. We get to stamp. We get to find out what's coming up in the Stampin' Up world, what new products there are. So as I'm talking, I have a piece of gold glimmer paper, and this is the Twinkle Punch out of the annual catalog. And I just love the little stars. So I'm just going to punch one of the little stars for the top of my tree. And then I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. So, so all you need to do is to become a demonstrator is to get the starter kit. I'm just gonna put that little mini glue dot on here. And the starter kit is an awesome deal anytime because it's $99 and you get $125 worth of product. So that's the first part, and then you get free shipping. So it's always a fabulous deal. Okay, so wasn't that simple? We've just got the Merry Christmas, the tree, and then the little star popped up on a little dimensional. So that is kind of the main, that's the only thing I'm stamping on here are just those things. So now let's put the card together. So let's grab the other pieces. So I decided to do this card in Cherry Cobbler, and afterwards you'll have to tell me which you like best. So this is a tent-fold, so it is 11 by 4 1/4 and scored in half at 5 1/2, and that kind of creates tent-fold, which is a little bit different than, you know, the side opening ones, but I kind of like them because they sit a little bit better on the desk rather than the side folding ones. And then this piece of wrapped in plaid paper, look at the beautiful foil elements, aren't they nice? This one is 4 inches by 5 inches. And there are lots of different patterns in my paper. Let me grab it. On one side, you've got kind of like trees, pine cones, stripes, deer. And on the other side, you've got this plaid with metallics. And there is always a way to configure with this paper to make this particular card. It's really easy to substitute out. This paper right now is on back order, but it's they're guaranteeing it's going to be available almost to the end of the catalog cycle. So if you want to order it, you can still order it right now, and it will just ship once it comes back in stock. So I love that they're doing that for a few products this year. So I'm just going to put some Tombow on the back of here, and I'm going to center this from top to bottom. There's a little bit more space. Let me stand up because I can't see. There's a little bit more space from the top to bottom. There's about 1/4 of an inch, and side to side that's about 1/8 of an inch on either side. And that's because that's the layout for this challenge. So it is not completely symmetrical, this layer, but I think it works really well. And then what we want to do is grab some of this shaded spruce and gold ribbon. And let me cut a length of it. I'm just kind of measuring around. This is like kind of like you measure around the waist of the card, and then you give yourself a little bit extra to tie. So that's kind of how I measure it. And then we'll do a little tying. And I'm going to grab my little locking tweezers. This is really nice ribbon. It ties well. I always like a ribbon that ties well. Sometimes you get a ribbon and it's a little bulky when you go to tie it. And I don't love that. I'm going to try and figure out, okay, I want this. This piece is going to go up, and then this piece is going to go around. I want the ends to go a certain way. Okay. But you know, I don't know if I want them facing in like that. So the way this one was tied, so sometimes if I don't like the fact it's going this way and I want it to go the other way, what I do, since I've tied it around the card, is I slip it off and then I switch it. I know, it's kind of cheating, but I kind of slip it because now the little ends are going to go the other way. So they're going to kind of face this way instead of going this way as a V, they're going to go this way. And that's kind of the way I wanted them. All right, bring this down a little bit. Okay, instead of putting cherry cobbler back here, I'm going to put some shaded spruce. So this shaded spruce is 1 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And I'll just put a little bit of Tombow down the center of this because it's skinnier than my piece. So I'm going to stand up. Bird's eye view is really helpful if you're ever stamping. Stand up when you're trying to line something up, because if you can get right on top of it, you can see it a little better. Okay, so now we're popping that, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And this time I'm going to be using regular side dimensionals. Oh, and this is just a little tip. Once you get to the edges, they get kind of, you can't really use them. They're not really cut up. But I use the edges of my dimensionals on the back, especially on a piece like this that has a lot of stuff going on. So I'll just kind of stick this on top. I know I feel like I just need to use the pieces up because they're still sticky. But you can just use them up. And now I just have this little wee piece on the side. So I've really gotten my mileage out of a sheet of dimensionals, right? And I could have just used the regular dimensionals, but hey, no one's going to see the back of this, right? So, okay. So now I just need to make sure, see if I am doing this and I'm doing it as a display, I want to make sure that my cards look good side by side. So I'm going to move my ribbon to the same height as my other one. And I'm going to make sure that I line up my other piece in the same spot. Okay. So that looks good. And then I need to make sure, let's arrange this a little bit. And then I'm going to cut my little edges here. And here. All right, and there's my card. And you might be laughing and thinking, Brenda, that's a really, really simple card. But guess what? That's what we need. Sometimes we need a card that is not hard. And it was made even easier because we had a starting off point. So now you need to tell me, which card do you like best? Do you like my white card, or do you like, or it's not really a white card. I'll call this my shaded spruce card because it's got a shaded spruce card base. And this is my cherry cobbler one. So tell me which one you like best. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to tell you my reasoning behind doing this. Because we start off with, let me grab my catalog. My catalog and find the page where we started off. Okay, so we started off with this card right here. Okay, this was my starting point. Okay, so if I'm a new person looking at this catalog right here, I can start with any of these cards and use it as a template to create my own card. So then I look at the layers and I kind of copy them. I didn't want to do the banner border right here at the bottom because I wanted to stamp Merry Christmas, so I omitted that. I also don't like to wrap my ribbon back and forth, and that's a preference. Like, some people love that, and that's great. I don't like to do it. I don't mind looking at it, but I can't do it myself. I'm just never happy with a card when I do that ribbon back and forth. Just never happy. So instead, I just wrapped my ribbon around. And so these cards look nothing like the original card, but guess what? This is like all the bones of this card are recreated in my card. So now I created two, I think, very pretty cards. They weren't hard. These could be made as Christmas cards. They have fancy elements to them, but they didn't take super long to make. So I love that. So now I'm going to pop over here now that I've preached from my little soapbox here about why I think Casing Tuesday is great. And I'm going to look and see what people are saying. Oh, whoa, we've got lots of comments. Okay, I'm going to read them through. Okay, we've got the snow. Karen says she's going to be at the Vegas on stage. Oh, I'm sorry I won't get to see you. Oh, Sarah Edwards. Oh, she's your upline. Well, that's, I hope you have a great time in Las Vegas. Okay, someone said they like the shaded spruce one better. Oh, and someone likes the cherry cobbler. Someone else likes cherry cobbler. And Karen says she doesn't like to do the zigzag ribbon either. And so, you know what? It's great that we can see different styles because it's really important sometimes to get out of our comfort zone. And it's also important to say, you know what? I've tried it and I don't really like that. And I want to do my ribbon. I just want to wrap it around the card, you know, and that's absolutely fine too. So take this challenge and why don't you see what you can do with it? This layout this week is a pretty easy layout, I'll say. So if you don't look at the original photo and you look just at the layout, I think you'll be able to come up with a card. And then I challenge you to go and post over on our Casing Tuesday Facebook group. And if you're not already a member, you just ask to join and I will approve you. And then you can join in and post a card and we get to comment on it. It's a lot of fun. And it's also neat. If you go there right now, I think I was the third person that posted today, you will see what other people are doing with the same layout. So it really helps open your mind to different possibilities of different cards using the same bones. So that's my little preachy thing for today, and I hope you will join in. I will be back here next Tuesday. I'm only gone for the weekend, and then I'll be back next Tuesday with another card. But I also have a couple projects with the Pine Tree Punch with that bundle coming up. I have to get them done tomorrow and the next day, so Wednesday and Thursday. I will be doing those on YouTube. They will be YouTube lives, so look for them. They will be in the morning. Probably at 10 a.m. again. I'm going to pre-schedule them, so if you want, you can go to my YouTube channel and once you see it up there, you can ask to be notified once the video goes live if you want to join me live. And if you don't join me live, it will be up there for you afterwards. All right, guys, I don't see any questions, so I hope you will join in. A little plug for my email list. For the 3D projects that I'm doing that are free for everyone, I'm now including project sheets, but only for people on my email list because they will be emailed out to you once they are ready on the weekend. So I hope you will take advantage of that, and you can find out how to subscribe to my email list below. Just look for the link and you can jump on that. All right, guys, have a great week, and if you're going to On Stage, I hope you have a great time. I hope you get lots of inspiration. I hope you're excited about the new catalog. I know I'm going to be, and if you're in Atlanta and you want to say hi, please come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you. Okay, guys, have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.